Give me 1 second. Gonna get my camera. Nice. Perfect. I got a cup of tea too, so that's gonna be good as we continue.
We're getting ready. And the stream can hear me now too.
Should I be watching Twitch at the same time?
You don't have to be. All this prep work that our 3 viewers can hear right now, it's great.
They're gonna be playing it in here though, right?
What do you mean?
Like the game.
I
They'll
don't.
be casting in here.
We'll. No, they're just playing their game. We can bring them in after the fact, like after games and whatnot.
Oh, yeah. So I'm wondering how I'm gonna watch the game. I have to watch it on Twitch, right?
No, I'm gonna pop open a stream for you.
Okay. Okay. I didn't know if they were gonna be like, you know how like we usually do, where it's like they stream it in here as they play, or that we join the.
We're gonna spectator mode's gonna be on.
Right. Okay.
But anyways, let's it's noon now, so we're just gonna do this. Hello and welcome to the Sunbros Skybox here at Age of Empires 3 Arena in sunny, beautiful Los Angeles, California. My name's generalSpades. You can see my co-host to the left hasn't quite turned his camera on, but it's SerSharkDad. Sharky, we've got quite the game for you. Quite the series. It's Showmatch Saturday, the Sunbros' first inaugural.
Yeah, it's super exciting. We got a whole slew of matches set up in the Apprentice versus Master showdown.
Hell yeah, we do.
Yes, 2 famous members. We got Carrie and Toblerone facing off, and we could not be any more excited to see these 2 great guys, great players, good friends, the 2 of them facing off in a match of 5. Super exciting.
So the master in this is Carrie, as you might be aware, but the viewers might not know. Carrie has been training Mr. Toblerone for quite some time, and they've decided to play a play all 5 show match with $10 on the line for each game. Nice. So, you know, you win 3 games, you lose 2 games, you get $10. You know, buys you a coffee or whatever. Or you win all 5, that's $50. So we'll see if the master can hold out, or if the apprentice takes a couple games.
Oh, my money's on Toblerone on this one.
Yeah.
Not to be caster biased at all, but we're definitely pulling for Toblerone.
Definitely pulling for Toblerone. All right, yeah, I like that. Oh, can I not give you? Okay, hold on. Where is? There. You should be able to turn your video on now.
All right, let's take a look here. Let's see if I can get set up on my end. Let me exit.
Yeah, there it is.
Super excited for this one. We broke out the tie. We broke out the Blazers. We're ready to go.
Let's get her done, baby. You look awfully fresh over there, Aaron. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you. You too. You too. You look fantastic.
Appreciate it. I had to bust out the floral print, you know, because we're trying to be serious here, but also not really. Not at all.
So we're just getting ready to get started in this. So what are you thinking? What does Carrie need to do to kind of stay in the lead here? And what's Toblerone going to need to do to get the upset? What are you thinking?
Okay, so honestly, I think Toblerone probably needs to bust out some of the more unique strats. I think just what he needs to do is take Carry off guard, and if you can take Carry off guard, do some maybe off meta stuff. Obviously, raiding is a big part in this game, so if you can get some raids off, um, then just any advantage he can get, he's going to need because Carry is a very good player. So just get some raids, do some unique stuff, and I think he'll have a pretty good shot at taking at least 2 of these games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, I would agree. I would say that both of them are pretty standard players. I would say that from what I can see, we're not going to see any sort of like crazy revolt builds that we're going to usually get on the ladder that we've been seeing take over. So it's really going to come down to just, I think, more of those little things that you can do to kind of get ahead in each and every game that they're going to play. That is going to give them a little bit of advantage, right? Macro is going to be big. That's going to be winning your games. And so, I'll turn up. Don't worry. How about there? So we are, you're going to be looking at, like you said, the raids. You're going to be looking at maybe some compositional matchups, I think, and then the big thing is going to be micro. Obviously, you're going to want to have in every fight. I think Carey's proven to have really good micro, and Toblerone, this is something that he's been working on. So I'm really, really excited to see some like really knuckle dragging fights.
Oh man, this is exciting stuff. This is the first inaugural show match. Hopefully, we'll get a couple more of these as the weeks kind of wear on. And if you're interested in being a part of this, feel free to message anybody in the Sunbros admin group or ping at casters, and we'll try and get something set up for you.
How do I sound right now? I see that some people in the chat were talking about
I just turned you up, so that should be a little bit better.
Awesome.
Yeah, you should be good. And also, while I'm here, we'll turn the music off that's been playing in the background. That obviously doesn't help too much. We're going to refresh here and try and look for the games. They're going to be starting here in just a couple of minutes. Sharky, I believe you have the map list for them in a Play All 5.
Yes, I do. Here, let me get that pulled up for you really quick. So in a Play of 5, he wanted to send me last 2 maps. Okay. We are looking at Saxony, Pomerania, Caribbean, Florida,
Caribbean. Oh my goodness.
And Savannah. And so this is, he says, Toblerone, when he sent me the list, he said, you can blame Carey for Caribbean.
That's going to be fascinating. That's going to be, talk to me a little bit about what you kind of expect to see. I mean, obviously, I think both players are going to start on their own island. So it's going to be very naval focused.
Right. I think this was a big map in Legacy. I think this was, a very desired map for a very different kind of gameplay. And I honestly, I have no idea how these players are going to play on water, but I'm very, very ecstatic to see this map being in the pool, because simply put, we don't see it very often. We don't see a lot of strong water play. Usually you'll see a counter water play or water boom, but water is super limited on just the standard map pool that you get in the rank ladder. So to see Caribbean in a focused water play is super, super exciting to see in the map pool. So I really don't know how that's going to turn out. I would love to get your thoughts, but I just would love to see it and see how it pans out. Maybe a good Portugal mirror, or you get two really strong naval matches, I think would be fantastic.
And one other thing to note, is apparently we still can't hear you. Which is weird because it looks like you're coming through on my end. So maybe I just one of these numbers.
It's very, very low.
Okay, we'll do that. go ahead and can't be doing that. You should. I turned you up as loud as I can pull you up.
And then Terminus here saying it sounds okay to me. Okay. I don't want to blast through anybody's eardrums, so.
The game should be ready to go. Let me just go ahead and that here. And it should be starting any moment now. Yep, Carrie says, okay, we're starting.
Fantastic.
And Florida's another interesting map because you start with a market. So that obviously is going to favor a certain number of civs like Germany, civs like Italy, which they can immediately start building Lombards or houses, or there's a couple other civs that utilize that. So in terms of civ selections, there are no bans as far as I'm aware. And each player can play a civ twice, but they cannot do it in back-to-back games.
Right. And Saxony was another one that came up because I know for a fact that Carrie prefers Saxony for his Germany starts just because of the opening wood treasures. So, we're going to definitely most likely see a really good Germany play on Saxony. So, excited for that one. And we know Carrie is a sucker for Germany and a very, very strong civ right now on the ladder. So,
and I believe we are good to go. MVD Saxony Classic US East Coast. We're trying to join the server right now. And
I'm working on turning myself up if I can.
Here we go. So we got, game one. It's Carrie on Spain and Toblerone on Brits. Can you see the game all right?
I can see it just perfectly fine.
Okay, options. We'll do this. Should have done that prior.
It's all good. Okay.
All right, here we go. So Spain versus Brits, and this is my fault for not having the Civ grid pulled up, but Spain obviously a really powerful Civ right now. At least in the meta, they like to do some FFs. Their timings are really strong. Brits obviously a really big boom Civ here.
Yeah, but both of them, now like you think, oh, Spain FF. Okay. Britain has an FF. Britain has a fantastic timing attack FF in the Black Watch right now, so we may just see two FF clashes. That may be great, or you may see a logistician Spain strong H2 up against a long standard Britain H2. So we really don't know how this is going to come up. I'm really curious about the opening decks here.
We'll take a look at that. Let's see, Spain 1v1 FF. 3 Vils, capitalism, 5 Vils, which is an interesting decision. But if he's not going to stay in H2 long, that's not too terrible. Let's see, no Spanish gold, but instead he's got Scottish Highlanders in here. So some sort of timing push with that would be really interesting to see. We'll hop over, not to Mother Nature, but to Toblerone here and take a look at what he's up to. Turn the Fog of War on for him. And take a look at his decks. British Standard. So this is going to be some sort of house boom. He's got the 700 wood. He's got the 600 wood. Advanced Arsenal, Spice Trade. All pretty standard stuff. No trade post taken for him versus we did see the Spanish player take a trade post. So long H2 followed by longbows, it seems like. Lots of wood chopping in transition would be what I expect to see from the Brit player here.
Yeah, it's a little concerning. He's going to want to get the H2 in there, right? He's going to want to get really, really strong because it's really just hard to stop a fast fortress on Spain. So, I'm really hoping Toblerone can get the timing right here, and, maybe he can boom and really resist the FF push. But it's a bit of a risky play. It seems like the deck was a bit greedy, so we'll see. And then I did see for Carey that he did have quite a bit of H4 option if he wants to go that route as well.
And so taking the trade post early and also sending 3 settlers and capitalism in age 1, but it looks like his timing's going to, I mean, he's still going to have his shipment available for when he gets to age 2 here. As he is ready to age up, and he's going with the governor. He does have the Falk card in the deck, so not exactly a Purashiki play, but definitely a Falk FF, I think, is what we're going to be seeing from Carey here.
Yeah, I'm curious as to exactly where the outpost is going to end up, right? So is he going to go aggressive? Is he going to go defensive? Or is he going to go completely off to the side? You kind of get an idea of where they're going to be because you need to scout out that outpost. So let's see if Toblerone can do that.
Toblerone getting hunting dogs and also aging up with the governor. Doing a pretty good job of hurting, I would say, for sure. He's got a lot of dead hunts in here, which is fine. Chopping lots of wood, getting this hunt in, and spreading these houses around just to get some map vision and try and catch that outpost.
Yeah, now we're looking.
We'll follow Carey here.
Good job. He's getting those market techs in. Also, I mean, this is just standard Britain, just pure standard. And, you love to see it. And I'm just really curious how it's going to go. Really wondering what Carey's going to do here. We're just kind of anticipating those age up times to come in and see where the outposts go. So we have 19 on the side of on the side of Toblerone, and then 16 on the side of Carey. So that's why you were saying it wasn't a Purashiki.
Yeah, so a Purashiki would be more like a 12-10 with the outpost, train a couple in transition, and Carey actually getting to age 2 late. We're going to follow this outpost as he's actually dropping it in base.
Okay.
And sending 5 vills. Nope, not sending 5 vills. Is sending 5 vills. Has 2 shipments available. And probably saving this one for age 3. Would be my guess. His macro's a little bit off. It would appear to get to age 3 immediately. He's got way too many on coin for that. Unless he's... Oh, you know what? He's not sending 700 coin. He's just gathering it all naturally.
He's going to hard gather. Yep. And then he may switch these off to get his 1,200 food. And then the 700 wood comes in for the infrastructure for when age 3 is coming in. So
Brit...
I would say that's pretty standard.
Yeah. Brit opting to send his 700 coin. He's got a stable start. Which I find very fascinating.
Okay. Stable start, trying to get his raids in and see 700 wood coming in, and so
he's gonna get
a few more manners.
No, he only gets the 3 out. He could have trained the 4th. So he's only going to have 3 Hussar for raiding and then sending 600 wood immediately after the 700 wood, and is going to just boom to his heart's content, putting houses out. And I believe we'll turn Fog of War back on. Toblerone did see that this outpost is in base, so not worried about any kind of early age 3 pressure here. So good scouting. He lost his Explorer in the process, but gained really valuable information there.
Agreed. I totally agree with that. Let's see if this raid can come in and do any good. Just only 3 Hussar wasn't able to finish that batch. He's probably going to go ahead and pick up that Explorer. Yeah,
so the Explorer is easy XP, followed by the dog. But he is going to not pick up any villagers.
Yeah,
and possibly lose a Hussar at the same time.
Curious as to exactly... Yeah, he's going to try to scout around here, but yeah, age 3 already coming in. That's rough.
The Adventurer, which I believe is crossbows. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, it is. It's crossbow.
Okay. And getting plenty of housing. I don't know why those sound alerts aren't working for you, McLeaves. They should be working just fine.
And then we have a couple of Hussar being trained on his part. I'm surprised he's not doing the Hussar age up, which is usually the standard, the 4 Hussar. But he's going to go ahead and just train them himself here. And then still just poking and prodding. But I'm really hoping Toblerone is able to do the transition pretty well, because you don't want to necessarily be caught behind in age.
Not for very long, for sure. Carey getting these 5 Hussar out. And we'll follow these as they Oh, he's going to go pick up his Explorer.
Great job getting that batch out. That's awesome. And then 3 coming in from another flank. See if they're going to get caught out by the 5, and they are going to get seen.
But it looks like Toblerone may have picked up a villager in the process.
Good raid on his part, and then splitting those cav forces to try to chase him off. But good job, Toblerone, turning that around. And then, oh man, this is great. But unfortunately, losing a Hussar in the process. But good micro there. You know, the split between the both of them and staying on top of exactly what each Hussar needs to do. My problem is I would just select all the military units, slam them in, see what happens.
Yeah, slam them in. If they die, they die. I mean, this is what the difference is between good players and not so good players is they're able to get their micro immaculate. Their micro is absolutely immaculate and well done by Toblerone here to split the cav, and Carry doing the same thing, but Toblerone down in age now, doesn't have the res to age, and is still pumping out Hussar and Musketeer, it looks.
And two full bunches of Musketeers, you're right, and then even more Hussar coming in, but that economy is going to be lifting off. We have 36 Vills, and I know he has Spice Trade in the deck, so he may choose to send that.
Compared to 25, has not sent it yet. Instead opting for this 4 Vil.
Even more Vills, greedy Toblerone, greedy.
Well, this will be the thing if it pays off, right? Because
oh yeah,
Carry over here, he's age 3. He's got this Falk shipment ready to send. He's actually almost got 2 shipments available. Now has that second shipment available. And instead going for Cav Combat.
Cav Combat, that's so interesting. You know,
and he has... Well, he's got 6 Lancer, 7 Hussar. Okay. And 3 dogs, apparently. Oh, his mass is gathered up here. We're going in for a push right now. No Falks needed. Cav Combat followed by 1,000 wood to try and boom behind this. This is a formidable push.
It is, and especially with the Cav Combat, his Lancers are going to counter the Musketeers that Toblerone is training, and then he probably doesn't have enough Hussar to really do anything here. Yeah,
well, you say that. He's got...
Ooh.
He's got quite a lot of Hussar. See if he does a good job zoning out these Hussar with the Musketeers. Maybe we see some Huss-on-Huss combat. Carry doing, I think, a really good job to not take that engagement that probably wouldn't have gone well for either player, to be honest, but gathering really valuable intel, seeing the Musk-Huss, seeing the mass. Now he's probably going to back off and send these cannons, would be my guess.
He had a pretty good micro there. I want to commend him too. Carry was splitting his forces, and then he was using the crossbow to kite quite well on the Musketeer mass rather than take a volley from them. So that was good, laying in some hits, some pot shots. Smart move on his part. But, you know, the more time he's going to give Toblerone, the worse the position of Spain is going to be, because obviously they're dependent on the shipments. They need to get the mass going, and then they get the push in, and that's what Spain does. If Britain is given time, they'll just outscale. And so he's kind of knowing that he's on the timer right now. So I'm really curious what he's going to send next. Toblerone sending the longbow. Okay, you know, take it or leave it, whatever. I think he's just doing that because of the crossbowmen, but he's just going to mass even more Lancers, this guy. Amazing.
45 versus 29 villagers. Now Caballeros coming in. I'm guessing these Hussar are going to be upgraded here as well to veteran status. And this mass is just looking, you know, it doesn't matter how many vills you have. I've said this over and over. It doesn't matter how many vills you have. If you can't protect them with any sort of military, you're in trouble. So,
right.
You know, you got these longbows, you've got these musketeers, but with all the upgrade cards that Carry is sending, it's a desperate need for Toblerone to get to age 3 here.
Yeah, I'm wondering. Scores are looking quite even though, despite the age difference, and he is just continuing to mass. He's at 47 vills, great vill production, but he is. Oh boy.
Oh, and he's gonna lose some of those vills that we're gathering up here. That's actually gonna be a huge hit. Gonna lose 3, looks like. And Carry just gonna back off, content with that. That's a really big win for Carry. Sharky.
Yeah, good push, getting in and out, getting those 3 vills. That's nice. That's a nice pickup. Now, fortunately for Toblerone, that wasn't even more, because I feel like he had even more than 3 vills sitting in that pile. So he kind of got out lucky. But now once again, they're just both these sides are just content to mass, but Spain has the age advantage.
The
And you
age, the
can't slam
tech
your H2 units.
advantage.
Yeah.
If I were a Toblerone here, I would 100% cancel all these Hus and get to age 3, but looks like he's going to go out for a push. See what he can do against this. I don't agree with this at all.
This is exciting. I mean, whatever. We live for the moment. Let's go. All right, getting the LB in the action here.
Okay, yeah, definitely don't want to take that fight, crossbowman versus longbow, but we're going to run around the cliff here. We're going to turn Fog of War on, and he sees this, so he knows that the flank is coming. He's got to push all these vills off.
Oh man, that's so many lancers.
And here we go. Cavalry. This might be the fight that decides it right here.
Oh, he's gonna go after. He's diving in there. He's gonna pick up. Oh, nice, good job on Toblerone's part. He's gonna go ahead and pick up those crossbow, and Carry is just not gonna respond. He's just gonna hightail it out of there.
Yep, but these crossbow are well. There we go. Oh wait, there's one more. No, the lone survivor.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, he's just gonna join. He's joined the squad.
Oh, he left him alive. It's kind of him.
He's gonna tell his friends about the massacre of this part of Saxony. Okay, never mind. He's dead.
There he goes. He's gone. And look at this huge Vilmass migration here in the south. Do you see that?
Oh my goodness.
So now taking that forward coin mine and the forward hunt there, but you're right there on, see, this map is crazy. It's right there on the river crossing. So he needs to be very careful as to exactly, like, you know, because Carey could just go ahead and ignore this house push and just swing down. He would pick up basically all of his economy. Very scary.
And we don't have any more units being massed by Brit here, so this is his entire force. So if Carey, dives in, he's fine, but Carey bringing it back, you know, he's got the 2 town centers now, scores exactly even. And Carey electing instead to defend his home base against this push. Which I actually don't disagree with, because you know you have the age advantage still, you have the tech advantage. Your Hussar are still not veteran, apparently.
But they are carded.
Yeah. They're carded. They've got 416 HP now. He's getting his arsenal upgrades in. This fight's not going to go well for Toblerone at all.
He needs to get his musketeer in melee because this is exclusively
there we go.
Cavalry. There we go. He's getting in there, but I think that combat card is going to make the difference. These lancers are going to rip.
I see. I'm looking like, well, I don't know. It looks like it's going pretty evenly right now. Longbow's in the back trying to deal with this, but down here it's Lancer and Hussar on not teched Hussar, and those Hussar are just, oh my goodness.
Yeah, no, that's a wipe. And,
that is a huge wipe.
5K score swing. Toblerone just going way too greedy. You needed to check the stats that he was up against, because unfortunately I want to say that was close. It was absolutely not close. And can we take a look at where how his resources are looking?
He's got an excess of coin and still no age up, and that's game 1.
Oof. Okay.
We'll take a look at the post game real quick. And you know, honestly, there's really no way back from that. You lose the fight that bad, it's not gonna look good for you. Yeah, look at that. It's 67 vil count or military count. That's 67 to 55, and you go down to essentially 0, and you only kill 15 units.
Yeah. That's rough. I get the feeling that Toblerone was anticipating a specific kind of play from Carey, and that play did not materialize. And so that's why we saw the extended age 2, and then he probably just couldn't get out of it. Like, maybe he was really concerned that he didn't have enough mass to hold, and so he kept making stuff, but then he needed to age, and then he knew that if he had age, then Carey would push him. So you're kind of caught in a bind, I think, is if I hazard to guess as to exactly what happened there.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Carey did a good job of kind of posturing and showing his force, which probably forced Toblerone, like you said, to really worry about what that push would look like and then make units. when in reality, if we look at the recordings, and from that caster's perspective, Toblerone had so much time to age up. Like this was a 16-minute game. He had so much time to age up after he got his mass built. So, you do that, you get your techs, that fight goes a lot better. And they'd probably still be playing right now.
Yeah, probably. And you kind of want to also try to contest the shipment curve for Spain too. I'm a big supporter of the GMT card for Britain. I think it's an amazing card. I don't think it's situational. I think it is standard. I will stand on that hill. And I think that if he contested the XP curve, I think maybe if he went for the trade post semi, taking advantage of the GMT, maybe things could have been different. But obviously, hindsight's 2020. And you go for a standard Britain play like that, you're kind of like, well, I got to push him, but I didn't have enough mass to get in there. And then by the time he was ready, he had carded his lancers, and
carded lancers, carded Huss. He had his arsenal techs in. It was just going to be pretty much disastrous, as we saw. It was disastrous as he tried to push in, and ended up paying the price for it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And so we're getting ready for this second game, and I'm really curious. So how he's going to kind of adapt, because now Kerry cannot play Spain, and and Toblerone can't play Britain, and I think those were probably their big mains coming out in the beginning. Kerry playing Germany, I forget what Toblerone means. I've seen him play Britain, and I've seen him play Russia, so not entirely sure what his main civ is.
Well, and that's part of why I think Kerry's been training him. I think Toblerone has a pretty decent wealth of civs that he can play now. He can play Brits. He can play probably Germany at this point. And remind me what the second map is. It's Florida. Is that right?
Yeah. So we just watched Pomerania, correct?
Saxony.
Saxony. That was Saxony. So then I'm pretty sure Florida is next, or maybe the order that he gave it to me is not the order that it's going to be played in. I think I just have the map pool, unfortunately, because he said Saxony, Pomerania. So maybe Pomerania is next, then Caribbean, then Florida, then Savannah.
So Pomerania would be the expected map too. Let's take a look at that. I'm not too familiar with that map actually. Which one is that one? The Pomerania. Okay. So this is the one that has the river up on the top corner with a little island over there. You got 3 trade posts in the south. So this map is going to play pretty standard. There's still a lot of resources. You may see some dock play, some water play, just to get a little bit of extra resources. So civs like Howd, civs like ports fare really well on this map, just because they can seize map. Well, ports specifically can seize map control a little bit better, because the map's kind of cut off by the water, and you can prevent your opponent's water play with those town centers.
Right. You have the 2 little islands in the top there, and so those can be pretty toxic. you can end up in a situation where you have to hold that middle island, because that's the quickest route to each side, right, to the 2 opposing bases, and then you have the island in the far north where that kind of leads you to if we want to contest the water boom, counter the water play, you can put some outposts, a town center out there, and then that makes the game very, very crazy. So I'm curious to see exactly what they're going to opt in for. But yeah, the water option is there, and I'm wondering if they're going to take it.
So we will await the start of that game. If you guys are watching, make sure to enable spectator mode so we can watch this. Harry says in chat, Toblerone says in chat, should have just aged. You're absolutely right. And again, hindsight's always 2020, right? So this is why this show match is going. So you can and I hope everybody here learns from these games, especially you, Toblerone, because you better not let us down. You better make the comeback.
I put a lot of money on you, Toblerone.
We've put $10 on you winning this series.
$10 is that can buy a whole dinner
Yeah,
for me.
that
You know what I
good.
mean? So yeah, I basically bet my dinner on you, Toblerone. That's really what it comes down to. Do I eat tonight? Is really the question.
You can't see it, but the threads on that suit are really thin. Like he hasn't bought clothes in a long time.
And I see you with the vape, and I was thinking, I'm like, oh man, I need to. I have my little, I have my pipe here,
Ooh, there
and I
you
was like,
go.
yeah, I'll like get a
You fancy.
little action here. And I'm really hoping for some France play because I have my um, Phrygian cap
Oh
with
my
the
goodness.
French Revolutionary tricolor cockade, and I'm the minute a France play comes out, I'm definitely putting that on. I'm not trying to influence the players in any way, but I do have that ready to go.
So
Very excited.
so the first map was blind picks. So both of those players picked blind. The second map is a counter pick system. So Carrie will pick his Civ first, and Toblerone will counter pick that. Um, so I'm interested to see what Toblerone decides, and maybe you know what a good idea would be to pull up the Civ grid. As a matter of fact,
Yeah. Let's take a look.
yeah, we'll go to current patch. Civ grid, there we go. And we'll have this up and ready for when game 2 starts. If anybody is curious, we'll go Spain Brit. Spain Brit is 50-50. 49% Brit favored, or a 49% Brit win rate versus a 51% Spain win rate.
Okay, and that's overall current patch across all elos. Is that what you're looking at?
That's at I call it the sweat elo band, like 1300 to 1550, where people like really start sweating and think they're good at the game.
Yeah.
Which I am not. I'd love to be a part of that elo group, but I just don't think I have the skills to get there, Sharky.
You know what? I think you can get there. I think the thing is that like with sweat, it comes exertion, right?
Yeah.
Preceding that, and so you end up, you go to work, and you make your money, you take care of your chores because you have a life, and then you get on and you're like, do I really want to suffer? Do I really want to put in the time? To really deal with this nonsense and learn everything, and sometimes the answer is no. So,
More often than not, the answer is no. Like, let's be honest.
right.
I got a dog to take care of. I've got a girlfriend to please, and it's just I'm at that point in my life where it's just I want to come home and maybe play a couple of games and just chill and do what I want to do, and then go go do the rest of my day.
I see some more statements about my volume in chat. I think Spades has already turned me up all the way that he could.
I turned you up more, and then you were getting really, really distorted. So I had to turn you back down a little bit. But what I can do is I can do that. That should be a little bit better as we are getting into game 2 here on Pomerania.
Ooh.
It's Mexico versus Russia. Carrie going with Mexico, the fuck you, Civ, I like to say, and Toblerone going with Russia. So tell me what you think about this matchup here.
I think nothing. My head is empty because Mexico, you're just like, I don't know what is going to happen and what they're going to do. I get the feeling that Baja is off the table because you're up against Russia. So you don't want to necessarily go Baja, which leads me to think that Mexico standard could be played, but we may see some H3 revolt too. And so I'm curious as to how that's going to go.
Rio Grande on
great.
that for that point.
Yeah,
Rio Grande is very popular in the meta right now.
Right, but I don't think Mexico does well under H2 pressure. So maybe Toblerone is going to do some really strong Cossack start, but I'm not entirely sure. I'm curious, would you say the same or?
Well, and to that point, looking at the Civ grid, Mexico has a horrible matchup against Russia. 40% in these players' ELO bans. So H2 Russia seems like it would be the answer. You just push your opponent. You get as many Strelets in there as possible. Strelets going to be the counter to the filibusters that the Baja player would revolt to, and just annoy and swarm and do what Russia does best. I think this is a great matchup. I think this is a great counterpick by Toblerone.
Yeah. And then we see the 2 villager 1 hacienda card coming in on Carrie's part. Can we take a look at distributivism on Russia? I'm really curious. Okay.
This is about as standard as you can
Standard as it gets.
Yep. Spice trade again, economic theory, distributivism, 5 Cossack, 4 Cossack, 13 Strelet. This is going to be a standard push, aging up with, I'm assuming, going to be the quartermaster. Yes, that is the name of that. That is the name of that age up.
Just 400 wood. It's okay.
Yes. Against FF is the name of this deck for Mexico. Carry here. I mean, again, it's Mexico. This deck really means nothing. Let's be honest.
Correct. But, he does have the cheaper Revolt card that kind of gives you a sort of indication. Not a lot of H4, so maybe we're not getting like a fast industrial. I don't think he's going to be that greedy. But I really do think that an H3 Revolt is on the table.
Taking a trade post again, and 2 Age 1 cards again. This time, Cathedral Construction's coming out. Cathedrals train units and research technologies significantly faster. I don't think that's a common card at all.
No, unless you want to increase your XP curve, I think is you get that, and then that kind of basically almost equals a trade post in terms of its XP gain. And so, yeah, placing that right down, and I think we said, he went for a trade post, so that's going to be it's going to be massive XP gain for him. So I'm imagining he's going to want to definitely get a lot of cards in for whatever he has planned for very quickly.
And aging up with Miko, I do speak Spanish, but I'm not gonna butcher that live. Maybe chat can remind me. I think this is the one, this is like the water-based age up. I'm not entirely sure, chat. Why don't you let me know if I'm wrong? And then, of course, we are going to see the quartermaster for Brits here. Oberon going to do some scouting, get some good intel here. He sees the early cathedral. This is pretty standard for, except for the cathedral, pretty standard for Mexico.
Yeah, that defensive hacienda, it tells me that he's not going to go for any sort of H2 revolt. We may see Central America, but I would be very surprised if we saw Central America, because that is going to be super greedy, I think, because usually you go Central America to go FI.
This is the water
the
one.
Michoacan fisherman, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he hasn't sent independence revolutions either. So maybe no, maybe no. Oh my goodness, he's got getting so much XP. My goodness. Sending back-to-back shipments as soon as he hits Sage 2 is pretty massive. 7 Cossack coming out, training Musketeer, or sorry, not 7, 5 Cossack shipment coming out. Let's make sure that he sent it to the right place. We won't see that for another about 15-20 seconds.
Yeah, get him in melee, Toblerone. Let's go. Let's get in there.
And a double blockhouse coming up for Toblerone, so he's not interested in training Strelets, Sharky.
I think, again, that I mentioned it, the island there in the top is the quickest route. And so Russia is just such a prime opportunity to really take really good map control. Great play on Toblerone's part. Really start to put the pressure in. And smart, go for the cathedral. Stop the XP curve. Absolutely.
Nope, he disagrees with you. He's going to go and try and find some vills. Chinaco's spawning out of the stable in the background.
Are we going to see standard Mexico? There's no way you can tell me that we're going to see a standard Mexico. That's going to be shocking.
I don't believe it. Toblerone going to lose one of these Cossacks for relatively free here, not getting a bunch of idle time. And between Town Center Fire and the Chinacos hopping on, he's going to have to back off. But he does have the 2 shipments, sending in 700 coin instead of the Strelitz or the Cossack card.
See, I think you just go ahead and transition. If you feel like you're not going to really be able to get the push in, like, just get your artillery out. Like, there's no shame. You don't have to mass again. Just push. Just to do your push. Put your pressure on. You really, the success is he made a batch of something. So he spent resources. You don't need to also spend resources in response. I think you can just go ahead and transition. And I think Russia's in a prime opportunity to do it.
He's sending Salteadors. That's a huge commitment. Instead of sending, well, I mean, he's got really nothing but unit shipments in here, but instead of sending maybe the Fisherman or even this, which gives you more XP, my goodness, he's sending units. So now's your chance to kind of back off.
He's going to get a good rate in. What are you doing, Carrie? Wake up. Oh, one going down.
But if he gets, yeah, these are all gonna die. Oh no! Wow, that's great.
Oh, good split, good split. But look at that. He has one Chinako to head off in the front.
My goodness.
Oh, Carrie, you dirty dog.
Carrie,
look at
that
this guy.
was beautiful, Micro. And he's gonna have to sacrifice another Cossack. Oh my goodness! And there's the Salteadors. Okay, but they're not gonna. They're not.
I don't even think two Cossack. I don't think 2 Cossack can take out 5 Salteador.
No, not especially with the Chinakos. You know the Chinakos are on their way back to reinforce.
And we're seeing fishing boats coming out.
Yep, so he's taking that dock now. Training some fishing boats, and we've got some Poruchiks coming out.
Yeah. He's adapting. So the Poruchik, in case you don't know, it's this sort of pikeman halberdier combo that Russia had in their recent rework that was added to their Civ. This is going to be interesting. So that's going to give him a lot of good siege, but it's also going to be able to deal with the Chinako. So I'm really, I feel like he's, once again, Toblerone's in an age 2 win now mode. I don't want this guy to boom. And so those fishing boats coming out, that's going to be a big difference. But they Salteador are going to counter these Poruchiks, so he has to be careful.
Toblerone getting steel traps, still training these Vills, as we got an engagement here. I don't think this is one you want to take as Toblerone, if I'm honest.
Yeah, he can kite him all the way back, and he doesn't have enough Poruchik to necessarily win the matchup straight out.
But he's fully committing into this. This is going to be another wipe.
More Vills going down.
Yeah, he's going to have to run away. The Poruchik,
he can try to take out as many Chinakos as possible, though.
Yeah, the Poruchik's going to get on the Chinakos. But the Minutemen and Salteadors are going to wipe this entire mass, and that's not a good sign for Toblerone as the, Russia underscores, but the score is ballooned up to, 4 or 5K again.
Yeah, I think, he's got the ultimate anti-infantry composition here, because you think, like, well, your Poruchik, your Rekruts, they're anti-cav in melee, but the problem is that, these are Lancer units, so they kind of counter each other, and then on top of that, you have the skirms in the back. So it's kind of like, we're starting to see more of a hand-cav skirm meta, I think, is coming out a little bit more often. And this is just the ultimate anti-infantry composition. And Russia loves to make infantry, so this is a rough spot. And again, I think just go ahead and just get your artillery. There you go, 700 coin coming in, I think.
Yep. Well, that's 600 coin actually. He's already sent his 700 coin.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
And he's got a good macro here for getting to age 3. As long as he doesn't make more units, and he might actually have to cancel this batch of settlers. Depending on how fast he gets there, he does have steel traps. And oh no, he's revolting to Central America now. And he's got 2 docks.
The Crystal Methodist coming in with saying, "You're rootin' tootin'." Howdy, partner. You're also rootin' tootin'. I don't know what that has to do with a European match versus Russia and Mexico in Europe, but you're also rootin' tootin'.
I don't see any USA Civ here.
Maybe we'll get a cowboy build, but this is interesting. Toblerone is massing Rekruts. These guys, I don't know if Central America revolt. We missed that. Okay, interesting.
Oh, I missed. I don't know about you. I didn't miss it.
Ooh. Let's see.
Oh, this is again. I don't think this is a good idea to push here. I mean, yeah, you've got all these recruits here, but
we're living for the moment. Let's see it. don't know why he
There's
didn't commit to
still a
that fight.
couple of Minutemen here.
Oh, he's just dancing. This
trying
is
to-
great pull tricking, but oh, great, good, good, good. Okay, let's see. He's getting right in there. He's like, all right, we're done dancing around. Get him in melee. Oh, but look at the revolutionaries now coming out, and he is. I mean, you might as well commit to the fight now.
Yeah,
You might as well take your
you're
lumps.
stuck here. You're snared.
Yeah.
You're not escaping this. You got more
That's just
units in the
rough.
back, but Gary doing a really good job. I mean, he's got so much res. I think he's gonna go straight from Central America to Age 4. I think that's what he's queuing for. Is sending the Ironclad. He did send Independence Movement, so he has the cheap revolts or the cheap returns now.
Interesting. Let's go ahead and take a look at the. I want to see how many fishing boats he has, because I know he took the water, and I think Toblerone has neglected the water.
He's got 9 and no water for Toblerone right now.
And I think he can send even more.
And
for
water
fishing boats.
is officially off the table for Toblerone because, my goodness, what a shot!
Really? Oh yeah, they have the. Oh yeah, they have the mortar attack. Mm. Can you imagine that? Age 2.5, you get an ironclad.
And he's gonna go straight over and start sieging these houses, shooting these houses down. He's got a stable
Smart
in the
and carry.
back,
I mean,
so.
you want to take water. When you see water, you want to contest it. You can either take it for yourself or you can fight for it. You know, there's a lot of games now where people just neglect it.
Look at this. This Ironclad is in town center range. So we'll have to pay attention to see if that goes down. But Kerry deciding to push the double block houses. Toblerone with quite a bit of Chinako here. Or not Chinako, Cossack. And a decent chunk of Peruchik and recruits. So maybe taking this fight under both blockhouses isn't the best idea. And sure enough, he's going to back out.
Yeah, Kerry wanting to push that, and then now he's going to use those contact to body block. He needs to get the Peruchik in there. Let's see if we can see it. Rakrut getting in there. Get him in melee. Let's see it. But yeah, they're so strong. Are they carded? Did he card them at all?
Card the...
Or are they just not the Chinako?
I think they're just that good, to be honest with you.
That's rough. Those are heavy casualties, and I know those are not cheap units. So, I mean, he is expending a lot of resources to push this. And, it looks like he does have the Soldado, a full batch of Soldado.
This is going to be the killer blow. I mean, this blockhouse took a shot from the Ironclad. So that's going to go down in just, probably one throw of the Soldados. And GG's called.
And there it is. Ugh, man.
Central America proving too powerful. The Soldados got out.
Yeah. I wonder why he went Central America. I don't know if it necessarily gave him.
Well, he kept his villagers,
anything.
Which is
yeah, but you get a shipment of vills, I'm pretty sure, and then but then you can't train anymore, and you keep your vills. It's an interesting revolt.
But you do have the docks, right? So you can still train boats. So he's not out of villagers, even though he didn't train any after he revolted. He still had the docks available to him. Yeah, military unit population. Again, this last battle was better on Toblerone's part, but again, just strategic mistakes to push in here and lose all your units. Push in here, lose all your units again. Toblerone not learning from game 1, and not aging when he needs to.
Yeah, it's rough. I mean,
back over into the booth here. We're back in the Sunbro Skybox in Age of Empires 3 arena in sunny Los Angeles, California. I love saying that. That's fun. That's fun to say.
Sunny LA. Neither of us are in LA.
Neither of us.
Yeah, that match was great, and it's interesting because Russia, you want to apply the pressure, you want to get a mass going, and it just seemed like he never was able to really get the ball rolling, because he would push in and just two really rough fights, because Kerry immediately was like, I'm taking Chinako. Immediately, I'm taking Chinako, and kind of blew up the composition for him. And he tried to adapt with the Perchik, but then he already had the Salteadore. So just really rough to see. Honestly, it's unfortunate.
So Carey now up $20 on Toblerone. We've still got 3 games to play. This is a play all 5. So 5 games in, $50 still on the line. Toblerone, he's got the option to, or the ability. You know, we've seen very good micro, very good, micro from Toblerone, but the decision making is not quite there enough to pull out a dub. So we'll have to see. I mean, he's made the same mistake twice here, SharkDad. He's not aged when he needed to. He's allowed Carey to get the military and economic advantage.
Yeah. I think it's the dedication to the strategy, and then not kind of seeing your way out, right? So in each case, H2 trying to mass, but then you're not doing a lot of massing, and then you're not transitioning when you probably need to transition. And then Carey is just able to just sit back and base and able to boom. It's so easy to hold in this game now. And he's giving his opponent a lot of time, just because these civs, he wasn't really able to execute a really good rush with Russia. And so that kind of took a lot of steam out, I think. Like, you know, by the time he already had units to push in, he already had Batch of Chinako out. So that's rough. And then obviously in the first game, we saw just a way too much dedication to the H2 Britain. So, you know, I respect Toblerone really trying to put the pressure on and then maybe get a transition out of it, but it hasn't worked yet. So I'm really curious as to, you know, hopefully he'll be able to kind of make that switch over to say, like, okay, like, did my push, made my commitment. Let's go ahead and make this a really quick semi-FF.
And there's been multiple times, I think, where Toblerone has been able to, or had the option to sit back and kind of consider, hey, is this working? If it's not, then I need to, like you said, back off and really change his strategy. That's something that you see a lot in top level play is, okay, I have this strategy in mind. I'm going to do this. And when your opponent counters it or defends against it, you'll see players in the top level of, you know, top 100, they'll back out and completely change their strategy, and it ends up working, or do a unit switch, which we didn't see Toblerone do very well in either of those games that we've seen so far.
Yeah, I would agree, and I think you said something about like stopping and waiting and watching, and you know, I get this idea that maybe, you know, maybe a boom would be a good option. That maybe if he decided, okay, well, I'm gonna lean into the economic advantage of Britain in both Russia and just really drag out the game, then you can definitely see a lot more. He can leverage a lot more power on his push for sure.
And you know, we saw him with economic theory and spice trade in those decks. I don't know if he sent economic theory. I think he sent spice trade in game 2. There we go.
Sorry, I had to adjust a little bit there.
Yep, you're good. Okay. You're good.
I'm waving my hands around like, you know, like I'm Italian, and I'm like knocking the desk around.
I don't know what do I do with my hands, Ricky Bobby?
Pogo is saying I might have to coach Toblerone. No, Pogo, Toblerone may have to coach you.
Toblerone got coaching from Carey. That means he's up to Carey's level, like officially.
Yeah, I would say that Toblerone is a fantastic player, and I would even say so far as to say that you know, he has really come a long way, and you know, commendable honestly to just say like, well, you know, I'm gonna go face off in a best of, not even a best of, all 5 show match, and they're gonna get in suits and cast it on Twitch and do this whole thing when Carey is what I want to say he's like 300 elo ahead of Toblerone.
I'm not sure exactly, but you know, and to put 50 of your own dollars on the line too, like that's That's those are some balls of steel on that man. I mean, I remember when he joined the server, he wasn't, uh, he wasn't great at the game. He was still learning, as we all are, and then he's gonna
Mm-hmm.
Carrie's gonna take him under his wing, and Toblerone's growth has been kind of exponential, in terms of his performance in the tournaments that we host and just on the ladder. You've seen his elo level just rise very quickly,
Yeah,
actually, over the
yeah,
past few
yeah,
months.
yeah. I would agree. I would agree. And so and it's just been solid play from each. Like, just sticking to basics, sticking to what you know. Just really solid foundational level play. Nothing crazy, nothing fancy. Really, just really vanilla, honestly. And it's a great flavor. So, I would love to see a little bit more of a switch up and just a little bit more transitioning. And I think he's right there. He's so close to a really, really solid game from Toblerone to really get the upset here.
Well, now we've got something interesting happening because we've got game three. Game three is Caribbean. So we're gonna
Third
see
match coming up.
some really interesting. I see they're in their third match now. I'm just in the middle of restarting my game, so give me 2 seconds,
Mm-hmm.
and we will get over there. Multiplayer.
This is the big one we were all waiting for. This is the exciting map in the midst of the list that we had in the map pool. This is Caribbean. So it's going to be a lot of island hopping, a lot of island play. This is going to be reminiscent, hopefully, well, maybe not hopefully, like in the real life, but World War II, USA, Japan, island hopping, just fighting and clawing and scratching for every single island. And so we'll see some really, really strong water play. I'm really curious as to exactly what they're going to be picking here.
Oh no, we are wrong. It's not on Caribbean, it's on Gold Coast. Maybe Caribbean
Gold
comes
Coast.
maybe Caribbean comes next. And paused. Was it Gold Coast, the map that
Oh, I'm sorry. We are swapping Caribbean for Gold Coast. I apologize. That's bad information on my part. They did swap Caribbean for Gold Coast.
Aww.
It's a shame.
That is super disappointing. I really wanted to see a Caribbean match. We'll have to talk to them after the fact to kind of see why. Gold Coast an interesting map. Not quite as interesting as Caribbean, obviously. There are, I believe, some very big treasures on this map. Yeah, so gold trickle for Carry Lag over here. Playing Germany.
Oh, can we get
And
the stream on this end?
yeah. Yep. Sorry.
You're okay? Game is paused. ESOC TV rating with a party of 144.
Oh my goodness.
Welcome
TV.
in.
Hold on.
Welcome in.
We're gonna hop back over to the skybox really quick. ESOC, what is going on? Thanks for the raid. We're gonna get right back into the gameplay. Look at this. My goodness. Thank you, ESOC. It's game 3 of our inaugural Showmatch Sunday. We've got Carry Lag, the Master, versus the Apprentice. Toblerone, $10 in a play all 5. We're on game 3. Carrie's taken the first 2, and he's on his main civ, Germany. My goodness. So let's see here. We'll take a look at the decks. No decks made right now. The game's been paused for a little bit. But Germany versus Mexico. So Toblerone maybe taking a page out of Carrie's book here, and we might see some Baja stuff, actually.
So for those of us just joining us right now, we had a Britain versus Spain, and then we had a Mexico versus Russia. So in the last game, Mexico-Russia, Toblerone played Russia and has now switched to Mexico. So we're going to see double Mexico play and maybe a completely different rendition of it. And so this is a heavy water map, so we're super excited to see some Mexico water play, and then to see Germany on a water map. I have no idea, what the plan is, but I would love to see some battleships. I hope he has that in the deck.
We've got
Oh,
Rio
this is an
Grande.
FI.
We've got
Oh man,
we might be seeing Rio Grande here. This is this is Maine. This is his main, apparently, at least for Mexico. Yeah, I don't know what to do about the lag, fellas. I apologize for that. I tried to adjust the stream settings prior to the stream starting. It might not have worked as intended. So we'll check Germany's deck real quick. Mercenaries deck. So no whales in this water, so he's not going to be going to not going to be building a dock, but he has 1,000 gold in the deck, which is relatively unusual. He's got Irish Brigs, he's got the Jaegers, he's got Black Riders. And now aging up with the Quartermaster.
Well, and this is the one with the ships. So this is a great map. Like the amount of coin present on this map is crazy, and so absolutely take advantage of the mercenary build. And so Kerry knows what he's doing. I think this is going to be, it's a really, really solid play. But the question is, can he stop Mexico from doing what they're going to do? And if they're going to age up and do the quick industrial, then it doesn't matter. Those mercenaries are going to be in for a rough time. But so Germany's a strong civ, man. We'll see.
So aging up with pronounce that for me.
Michoacan.
Michoacan. Okay, there we go. So aging up with the same age up that Kerry did in the last game. Putting everybody on food in the age up. And we'll see what he does with this military wagon. Going to be bringing it up all the way up here, which is interesting.
In the corner.
I mean, we do have this gold mine up here, but I mean, this is an interesting map too because it's really easy to wall this map off, right? You've got this right here. You've got this blocking your way. Like, it does not take, even though the walls have been nerfed to be more expensive, it does not take a lot of wood to wall off this entire map and sit back and do a sort of turtle strat. I hope he hasn't forgot about that military wagon.
It's a forgotten military wagon. It wasn't an intentional scouting off in the corner as we assumed, but just sending it out there.
He's now sending 700 wood. Yeah, he's going to go for a fast fortress.
That's a really early tavern on Kerry's part, too.
Where is that tavern? Oh, up here. He's got plenty of these. Oh, and he's got the res to age. There it is, the age up. San Luis Potosi in queue. I don't know what that does because I never see Mexico go age 3. And when I play Mexico, I just do Baja, so. Kerry's got these Ulans out, going to try and get some raids in.
He is training, I think those are cannoneers that we're seeing there in the corner, right?
Those are cannoneers, indeed.
Sending in some more wood. So already getting the mercs out in age 2. I thought he would maybe go FF and then go merc, but that's not the case.
Not sending age 3 either, or not sending a coin shipment, instead opting for this wood shipment. And these vills are not hiding in the... There we go. That's a toggle that you have to select at the Hacienda. So if you don't realize it, which he didn't for a minute, but he didn't get punished for that, thankfully. This is still hiding up in the corner. What are you doing?
Yeah, just hit that idle villager, and it'll hump up for you.
The cannoneer's now going to be coming in, and the raids...
He's perfectly macroed.
Yeah.
He is perfectly macroed for a revolt here.
He's going to hit that Rio Grande revolt immediately, isn't he?
Excited to see it. These cannoneers are not getting any product. So he's just kind of standing around. And it looks like on the shoes on the other foot, Carry committing kind of to the H2 push and not getting much out of it.
Looks like he is macroing for that H3 now, sending Amalgamation. I say that, and he just trains even more Cannoneers.
Yeah, but his coin gathering is going to be nuts right now.
Yeah,
Did he send in Silversmith yet?
Let's find out. He has not sent Silversmith yet.
Those Cannoneers are just sitting outside the base, though, right in TC range, trying to harass. And these guys they're so strong, they're so good. What a great Merc unit to have. And he knows. Look at that, he parked it right outside the TC range, right there. That is nuts.
There it is, Rio Grande. Probably saving the wagon for Foundry. Oh, the Foundry. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, yeah. See. This is why we keep Baymay around. He's just more intelligent than the both of us.
He really is.
Thanks, Bay.
Really appreciate that. I don't know that I would... that's an interesting decision to put it all the way in the corner, but he's immediately getting all his upgrades at the Foundry.
Yeah, thank you, Rio Grande. Yeah, absolutely. Rio Grande coming in, getting all the free upgrades. Basically an industrial age revolt, essentially. And yeah, revolutionaries now. So, how many mercs does Carry have? Is he able to stave this off? Because I know he has the few Cannoneers.
Carry right now has 15 Cannoneers, 4 Ulans, and his Explorer, Shelby E. That is the entirety of his mass.
Okay, so Toblerone needs to push like now. He needs to get his howitzers out, and he needs to start getting a move on.
Well, we have the 3 Falconets, which are about to be upgraded to field guns. And
if he can time his push with the H3, that would be really, really good.
Carry sending now 700 coin in, so he will be able to get up to H3 relatively soon. I mean, this looks like it's going to be a pretty good timing for Toblerone, actually, to push in. We see the Falcons coming, and here he goes.
Okay, this is it. This is a haymaker punch. You either land it or you don't. And so the thing is that he was making those Ulan because I think he knows exactly what's coming. He's anticipating it, and he's like, I gotta get at the Falconets. But all those Cannoneers, you better hope that those Falconets are gonna do enough damage. But Rio Grande, you can get Vils eventually. I think there's a shipment, so maybe you can get back in the game, but it's highly suspect.
I think,
and that coin is now in.
Yeah, I think the goal here is just to smash that infinite 16 revolutionary card and just try and overwhelm your opponent. Here we go. Cannoneers versus these are now fully upgraded field guns. And Toblerone being wise to save his mass and protect these field guns. There's a Vil going down.
He needs to be careful not having those revolutionaries take any fights against those Cannoneers, and he needs to try to get the housing because Germany is going to struggle if he gets the housing. This is great. He's going to see the Ulan mass. Get in there, get in there, get in there. Nice.
And zoning off those Ulans from the field guns. Very well microed. Just keep those revolutionaries back. Does he have a shipment available? He does have a shipment. No, he doesn't. I thought he did. Here we go. One field gun goes down.
Getting sniped.
Still 2 alive. Carry did get to H3.
This is so scary. He's gonna make more Ulan. He's gonna have a huge Ulan.
Does have a shipment. Oh no.
Drag boxing. Get the Falconets on there, and there's way too many Ulan, and those are just gonna get swallowed up.
There's all 3 Falconets going down. Field guns, pardon me. We have the shipment of 9 Ulans. The revolutionaries are just gonna get wiped here.
And what does Toblerone do now in response?
Let's see what he is doing.
Does he have anything for it?
Sending more revolutionaries.
And no eco, though.
Nope.
And that's it.
That's not going to be enough.
It was close. It was close again. Really close.
Yeah, I mean, I think in the end, getting that, he didn't quite get in fast enough. The
Yeah.
Falconets just came in a little bit too slow. Kerry was able to get up to age 3, and once he got enough Ulans, he just pushed in and was able to, again, with pretty superior micro, get on those field guns and take them all out. Take a look at the
I
graphs.
would say, yeah, again, Toblerone had a plan coming into it, but that plan just it didn't go up to the circumstances of the moment. So the having the Cannoneers is just a huge thing. They're just gonna snipe, then and they're great and they have great kite potential. So that's a big part of it. And also Kerry just being smart, just saying, okay, Rio Grande coming in. I know what that is. I know what that means. So I'm just gonna mass Ulan. And so he was set up for the coin income. He could mass Ulan, and he was able to overwhelm. I think, micro was also a big concern for Toblerone too, in that, maybe having the Falconets even more forward, just really slow pushing it, just trying to get at the Cannoneers, right? And then going for the housing stuff, right? And like you said, it may be a speed thing, because if he could have gone at the housing a little bit more, then, it really could cut Germany at the knees.
Yeah, and again, that's something that comes with practice. And Rio Grande is a really powerful revolution. I've lost to it a lot. Basically, every time I've faced it, I've lost to it. Uh, but yeah, getting those field guns in and protecting them a little bit better. I mean, he did a decent enough job, but the slow push, get the housing, prevent, like you said, everything you said is entirely accurate there.
I see in the chat some awkward fire onto TC that should have hit Cannoneer mass, and I can't agree more. I think we saw that he was shooting at the TC. There was a couple houses he could have gone after. I think maybe the zone of approach too. Like hindsight is 2020, but maybe if he came around from the south side there and then swung up into the economy rather than going from the market side and going for the market, it could have been different. I think that taking volleys at the TC, you don't want to be doing that really. You want to be going after your opponent's army. So I firmly agree. I firmly agree with that. Handsome men. Handsome men.
Appreciate that. And to that point, falconets and artillery are weird, man. Like I don't know what it is, but I feel like I always struggle with microing them. So we're in the middle of the crateless, the no res crate shipment tournament over in the Discord, and I was playing a game earlier, a practice game where I tried to, I had a bunch of flaming arrows, and I shift clicked them on my opponent's units, and they instead said, nope, I'm gonna shoot this house or whatever. They just, instead of doing what I told them to do, they decided to do their own thing, and so maybe that's an error on the pathing side, or it's really hard to tell.
Yeah, it's I would agree. There's a bit of a, like exactly what angle, because you don't know how your opponent is building his town. It just comes down to scouting, right? And so it kind of that's like a next level game knowledge that you're dealing with. If you have a situation in which you're like, okay, well, I know the coin mine is going to be on this side of the TC when they spawn on that side of the map, so I want to push on that angle, right? That just comes with time. It just takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of hours in to kind of know exactly what map you're on and the start that you're looking at. So
I'm still very disappointed that wasn't Caribbean. I'd love for them to hop in chat and
explain the difference
and explain why exactly they decided not to do that. Because that would have been, oops, I turned off your camera. Sorry about that. That would have been so much fun.
I'm looking at chat. Why Aaron looks way better as he actually behaves. As he look way better as he actually behaves.
Look, the suit, it makes everybody look a little bit dapper. I mean,
I'm trolling. I'm trolling. Oh my gosh.
We all know that Aaron is the superior troll in the server. Let's be honest.
See, this is what I wear when I play.
Every single time he plays the game, he dons that suit.
Every single time I play this game. Yeah. Well, I have a few suits, but yeah, this is one of them.
We're still waiting for Game 4 to start. What is the map for Game 4? We don't even
Well,
know
apparently I keep
anymore.
giving you the wrong
Yeah.
information, so we'll see. So they swamped Gold Coast, so let's take a look. Um,
Toblerone in chat saying we tested Caribbean. It was just too slow and snowballed badly. Whoever won water won. Uh, well, yeah. I mean, that's Caribbean. That's the fun part, is it not? You gotta take the water. That's something we don't see enough of in Age of Empires. I feel like, at least at my level, is water play. Like let's get more water maps in professional pools. Let's get the boats out there. Let's get some boat boys going. You know what I mean?
oh, it's okay. So the next one is Florida.
Florida.
So
Okay.
more boat options, and in case I think this was stated before, but I am actually from Florida, so super excited to be casting the home state. Um, and yeah, so Florida is a great map, great choice. Plenty of options on that one, and like you said earlier, the market starts, so that's going to totally change up how I think each are going to approach their civs.
I love playing Italy on this map, uh, because I can just immediately, and I suppose you can call me an Italy main now. Um, but I love playing this map on Italy just because you can just get your housing out immediately. You can get your Lombards out immediately, and again, we have some counter picks here. So, Gary can't play Germany, but lots of options here. Howd would be another good match. There's sheep, I believe, on this map. Lots of them just kind of scattered around.
Mm-hmm.
So civs like India could be a good option.
Mm-hmm.
Or I think Ethiopia wouldn't be bad. The sheeps aren't great for Ethiopia, but or Howd. There's lots of options for the civs or for the players to pick here.
Yeah. There's just a ton of options, and one of the things that was kind of neglected when we talk about Florida is in the I guess that would be like east to north side of the map, where you have that kind of like sort of swampy area, kind of island, reminds you of Bayou from Legacy,
Mm-hmm.
right? The map that everybody hated that I loved, and that whole area, highly contested. That map extends inwards, right? And so I think that is also another thing to kind of take a look at in terms of who's going to control that side of things too. And so I'm really, really excited to see, exactly how this map control is going to come out. Honestly, I would have preferred if we could see Russia from Toblerone on this map because of those blockhouses being able to kind of squeeze that side of the map. So, but maybe I think he can still pick Russia. So
Yes, you can.
we may see that. Yeah.
And I believe, chat again, correct me if I'm wrong, as we're getting into game 4 now, uh, that a majority of the resources that aren't water resources are found in that little swampy area of this map. So controlling that's going to be a big part of winning this game. We are joining right now, so give us 2 seconds and we will be underway. Buzzwolf, first of all, thanks for the follow. Second of all, these are live games. They're being
These are live,
played
yeah.
as we speak.
And then thank you for pinning that, McCleaves. Why Aaron look way better when he isn't trolling, when he's being nice.
And look at that.
I'm letting
We've
you know
got
now,
Brit
Moonshine.
mirrors.
I'm gonna kick your ass next time I see you.
And we've got a Brit mirror on this map.
Let's go, Brit Mirror. Let's go. Love
Wow.
it. Huge Brit main here.
Color me impressed. So this is really going to be a battle of wills here, battle of wits. Who has a better strategy? Who, like you said, can adapt better? Who can gather all these sheep that are scattered around the map? Carrylag knows exactly where that sheep was. He went here immediately after the game started. My goodness.
Yep.
Toblerone doing the
Eats,
same
sleeps,
thing.
breathes this map, apparently.
Apparently.
Knows it.
Toblerone finding one sheep of his own. He's hunting for those, going to take this treasure. Toblerone actually going to grab a second sheep, so early sheep lead for Toblerone here. I like it.
This is really good. This is a really good start. I'm super excited. It's bold to go mirror. I hate mirror matches. In fact, if I'm playing a certain civ and something like Dutch and I get a Dutch mirror or something like that, I just resign. I can't, I won't. I just can't do it. So and kudos to both of these. I'm very, very excited. And Britain is so flexible these days. Britain is so many options for Britain. And so we're really, really excited to see exactly what's going to happen. And honestly, if we can just get some standard H2 violence, I'm not going to be upset at that.
So we'll take a look at these players' decks here. That is the wrong hotkey. Bow Pike for carry. He's got schooners in the deck. He's got exotic hardwood, 700 wood, 600 wood, very water-oriented. Even has the frigate in the deck. And
Gentleman of the Pike.
Gentleman of the Pike, age 4. So this looks like exactly what you're saying. This Carry wants an age 2 slugfest from this deck. Meanwhile, Toblerone has that Brit standard deck that we saw him use in game 1, I believe.
But no water. No water on Florida. That's interesting. And especially because Carey's going to go water. He's done it every single time the water has presented itself.
That's true.
And you don't have the water option. And smart on Carey. Exotic Hardwood's great card. I think it's slept on. I think having the yield option on top of the gather increase is a big deal.
Yeah. I think we did see Toblerone actually win the sheep war too. So he's clicking up to age relatively quick. I guess Carey doing the same thing, eating his sheep. Yeah, both players actually eating their sheep early to try and age up a little bit faster. Carey going up with the governor. Toblerone going up with the governor. So this is very similar to what we saw in game 1, except the difference is Carey is playing Brit instead of Spain.
Both of them going double manor start. I'm pretty sure here. Neither of them electing for TP start. So interesting. So we're gonna see some mirror play. I'm really scared. So governor on Toblerone's side.
Both players going up with the governor here. Housing going up. Right now it looks like we're just in the waiting phase. We're just kind of seeing what's gonna go. Seeing what's going to go down. We'll see if Toblerone starts with a stable like he did in game 1. He's got exactly enough wood for that as soon as he hits age 2, so good on him. And Carey sending schooners with a dock up. So taking that dock in transition and dropping the outpost down early. In base. So,
great macro. Just great macro.
Yeah.
I love to see it.
We get a rack start from Carey and a lot of idle villagers from Toblerone. That's not good.
Don't worry, he'll get there. He'll get there. Don't worry. We'll see it. Get in there, Toblerone. Get him working.
Toby, what are you up to?
So muskets, see, he's going LB though. That's the thing. He's got it in the deck. It's right there.
Where
muskets.
Is his racks? Oh,
he went forward
with it. Okay.
Very forward. Yeah.
Wow.
Great play. It's great, but I don't know. You see the bow pike, and I'm curious as to the musket pick.
Take a look at this deck again. Yeah, I mean, you see exotic hardwood, 700 wood, 600 wood. You have to know that longbow are on the way. You just have to.
Maybe 5 muskets, hit him and quit it, right? Just get in there, do your damage, and then transition out. That's I think that's perfect semi-FF, especially now you're dealing with a water boom and you don't have a water counterplay, so you kind of need the tech advantage.
Well, he's gonna. Oh, did not quite lose. Oh, he is gonna lose 1 musket.
Okay. Even more muskets coming out too.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So if I'm Toblerone here, I drop a stable, I think. If I want to keep the age 2 pressure, I drop a stable, but I don't think you're going to be able to you're going to push in against what Carrie's got. So I think you just back off. You cancel that wood shipment, you send 700 coin, and you try and get to age 3. It's not worth it to try and continue this push, if you ask me.
Yeah, it's tough because I'm a big Musk Falk enjoyer. Okay, so you can go Musk Falk into an opponent's longbow, just because Britain muskets, they can get to the point where they can kind of take the damage and then get up close and then start to hit back, and it works. It's not efficient, but it works. So I understand that, but the problem is that is not the case right now. You need to get up in age to get Musk Falk. So,
and does he have? So he has Scots Guards and Coldstream Guards in the deck, so he can upgrade the Musketeers pretty decently. He also has Yeoman in the deck, so the Longbow upgrade card.
Yes.
Got 12 Musketeer,
yeah.
and we'll see what he does with this. Looks
more
like
H2. That stable is coming in just as you requested.
that stable is back in base, actually, instead of forward.
I'm surprised at that too.
Little
Maybe
bit.
that wasn't. Maybe that was a mistake.
But he's, spreading his housing out around. He's got all this map control. So this is not terrible for Toblerone here. I mean, scores are still, Toblerone's got a little bit of a score lead, although I would generally call this even. And
If he gets a pickup.
yeah, this is not too bad. Not too bad for Toblerone. He's doing pretty good so far, if you ask me.
Well, the problem is that Carrie has a dock. I don't think Toblerone has a dock. That's the concern. The concern is that he's giving his opponent time.
Toby does see it, actually.
He's given him time, lots of time, and he's gonna get that water boom going. And you just don't get Britain time.
No.
Look at all these boats
He's
coming
got
out. He's
13
free
fishing boats.
free to boom, free to boom.
Yep. Yeah, I think if you're Toblerone here, you take, you've got 17 Musketeers here. You go around, you go down, you try and get these down. Don't worry about what's going on in base. You get the docks down, you apply some pressure. And still spending, I think, way too much res on units. I really think you should age up here.
Yeah, if he goes H3, he can maybe go Admiral and get the Caravel. And that would probably be really good and give him wood to get started.
Yep.
I think that would be smart.
Spreading these houses around everywhere, getting a ton of map control. We'll turn Fog of War off. Turn Fog of War off. Although, we've got a decent mass from Carrie here. He's got 18 longbow, 10 musketeer. I don't know where the pikes are. I guess he doesn't feel like he needs them yet. Yeah, these longbow going to do a good job of zoning the musketeers off. But here come the Hussar. They're crashing in.
All right, get in on there. And he's got a lot of longbow, right? And they're very vulnerable. I would just slam it in. Just slam it in.
No, the drag box. There we go. Get the Hussar.
I hate seeing that.
Get the Hussar out of the drag box.
Good Minuteman pop there.
Crash
Great
in.
Minuteman pop.
Fighting underneath the outpost in the town center, and
he's gonna
have to back off and sit underneath his tower instead.
It's rough, and then you're taking all those shots on the way out, and see, now he has this mix of musket and longbow, and you're like, well, I can't really throw my Hussar into that. That's tough.
And you've lost a lot of units, and you didn't get any reward out of it either. You didn't kill any villagers, you didn't diminish the mass really at all, and he's still on water. Like, his gather rate's through the roof right here. Wouldn't be surprised to see this be 700 coin and Carry going up to age 3.
Yeah, why not?
In the next
Nothing
couple of
stopping
minutes.
Nothing stopping you. This is great standard Britain play. And Britain wants food. They're food hungry civ, and just having the water option just executed so well on a macro level really helps with that gather rate.
There's the 700
yeah,
coin.
and 700 coin. Just go ahead and make that transition possible. You know he can't push you. And then so once again, we're in this situation that we keep talking about that Toblerone has to kind of make the decision. He's like, do I just dedicate myself to the plan that I'm in, or can I just make the switch?
And he's making
And
more musketeers. He's fully committed to it yet again. Toblerone, you're killing me, Smalls.
he's got it. He's got it. Let's see it. Get some scouting in. See if you can get some raiding in. See what you can see. You know, you really want to know what your opponent's doing. So he's gonna see. Yeah, he's gonna end up seeing all these boats. He's gonna see that dock. I mean, he
knows there's
he's on
vills
longer.
here, but he can't
Spice
do
trade,
anything
though.
about that. And he's got some res banked up, so maybe he is gonna send the spice trade and get up to age 3. Although he's
Nope.
Toblerone going with the
Double
double
batch.
batch of musketeers.
Dude, I love it. Just send it. Just full send it. Just get as many as you can and slam them in.
And
This
here's
is-
the
this is
age
how
up
I go.
click. Oh my goodness, the age up click for Carrie's coming in right now.
Any
There it
day now.
is. Yep.
Or maybe
With
he's doing that.
Admiral of the Ocean Sea.
I was thinking he was gonna bank enough to do 3 and then right into 4, and he can. Technically, the gather rate is crazy.
Yeah.
He can honestly go to 4 right before. I would say he can go to 4 right after he gets into 3.
Yeah, I mean he's
And
got the
why
res
not?
rate for it, and this takes 110 seconds to get in. I mean he'll definitely get. Just look at the rate of the coin gather. Like my goodness. Ooh, that's interesting.
Ooh, cheeky outpost. I like that. There you
I
go.
do like
Little
it. I
two
think it
bills.
might be a little bit too little too late. But look, you're causing a response here. You've got this Huss mass.
He's not gonna
Yeah.
be able to get in on it though. I don't think. Did he card his muskets? I don't think he did. I don't think either side has carded muskets.
Oh, wrong one. Neither side has.
So-
Well, Toblerone doesn't. Harry does not even have the card in his deck.
Oh, he doesn't
Either
have
of
the cards
them.
in the deck. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Instead, opting for water play instead, which is working out really well for him actually.
Slow age up coming in, and he's banked the res. He's got pike now in there too. Bow. He may did he have gentleman of the pike I think in this deck.
Harry
So
does,
I
yeah.
think so he can just go ahead and transition right into H4, send that card in, and absolutely broken.
Yeah, and Toblerone now has the age up in queue, but he's gonna really want to cancel that settler.
Somebody in chat saying, "I haven't seen any gators or meth. You call this Florida?" Well,
Gotta
you do
cancel
see
this
on this map
villager.
unrestricted gun laws. So
We do now see Pike being trained from Carry, and if we hop over to his perspective, yep, the
it's the
H4,
H4 coming right in.
H4
Amazing.
logistician, and he's taken a native outpost.
It takes Seminoles. Nice. Great native. Love it. Ooh,
Okay, I see
great
you.
raid. Great
Hey,
raid.
who is that, chatter? The Crystal Methodist. There's your gator. You happy? Look, he's even got a nice little headband for you. Yeah, that's just
Big
a good
screenshot.
looking model. A
And
good
then,
looking model.
But Carrie's already over 70 vills. Toblerone, I don't think he's even close
Nope.
to matching that.
Paying attention to the gators and not paying attention to all these houses getting burned down. Harry almost age 4. Toblerone
Toblerone
not
now
even
aging.
halfway to age 3. This game could be over in the next couple of minutes, I think.
Well, we'll see. I mean, H3 coming in, 2 Falcons can be good, and then enough of a musket mass. But he does have quite a bit of longbows there, so just kind of dancing around. Again, he can't push him really without losing the mass. And then at this point, you're giving him so much time that his economy is just totally outscales you because he's 80 vills to 52. I mean, that is a bad day.
That's a really bad
Another
day, and
vote
we
going
see a fort getting dropped. I think that's from the
19
logistician age up.
Okay.
But yeah,
I
now
almost got excited
Carrie's
there. I thought that was going to be from Toblerone doing an aggressive fort, but he's not in H3 yet. But
No.
that would be
Toblerone doesn't have it in the deck, unfortunately.
okay. I think Carrie's probably going to send Gentleman of the Pike next if I if I hazard the guess. Yeah,
It's
there it
already
is.
on the way.
And then you can buy the upgrade, I think. Yeah, you
Yeah.
can research it, reduce cost.
Yeah,
Or
minus
no, it shadow techs
75%
you.
for
Does it
both.
shadow tech you to guard? I think it shadow
Yeah,
techs
it
them.
shadow text to guard, and it gets Imperial active. So these are now guard pikemen marching down along the coast. Harry now hitting Toblerone in age 3 now. He's going to have to get these. Toblerone's going to 4-2.
And
Whoa!
logistician. Can he delay the push? This is the question though. Can he get to 4? Can he get to 4? And can he get rockets? Rockets are going to be the
He's
thing
got
here.
the 3 and the 2
He's got
infinite
3,
in the deck.
and that's fine. He needs rockets, and this is slow age up. This is why I love GMT. Losing quite a bit of infrastructure, but he can take this fight down here, but he just can't get caught out.
He does have to worry about this going on, as this is gonna be pushing into his base, and he's already housed. Toblerone is housed, so he couldn't even send the rockets if he wanted to at this point.
All what he needs is to, well, I mean, just send a few vills up, get your housing down.
He doesn't have the wood for it right now. He needs to maybe sell a little bit of his food, buy some wood, and get some housing so he can send those rockets as soon as he gets up.
Does he have the church card in his deck? I don't think he does, because you're
No.
banking that much food. Okay.
This town center is going to go down real fast.
He can make the age. He can make it. He's got it.
Yeah, he's made the age.
But does he have a shipment
The
point?
fort wagon, unfortunately, is going to die immediately.
Ugh, that's...
And he's got... No, does he have an outpost? I don't think he has an outpost. No, no shipment point. That's really not
He
good.
lost all the outposts that he put down on the coast, and then...
Yeah,
losing
and
fort.
lost the ones forward and lost both of his town centers. He was training one down here. There's so
Probably
much
lose this
going
fight
on
just
right
'cause
now.
Yeah, the longbow. Taking
Where
out
are
his fort
these
base in the
huts?
south. Well, nowhere, just because there's so many pike. He's gonna go ahead and just...
These pike
Yeah,
are
he's
just...
totally outgunned. He's totally outgunned. He's making more houses there. That's rough.
And these
That's
pike are
really
just
rough.
going to obliterate these Asara that aren't even veteran status yet.
I like the industrial play. I liked it. I really did. But I don't know. Maybe he needed to go Falcon on it. And just he needed to mass a ton of Falcon, put down a foundry, take those resources, mass a ton of Falcon rather than try to go for the industrial. But I liked it. Oh, you know, he actually is not trading terribly bad here.
But it's over.
But
he has no town
He's
center.
calling it there. Just no town center and no res.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You know, and one of the
That's rough.
things that I saw in the middle of this game was when Toblerone clicked up to age 3, he had 2 villagers in queue, and I don't think he canceled either of them. So he was delayed getting to age 3 by quite a bit by not canceling those. And that could be the difference between getting 3 rockets out and getting that fort down and saving your town center or not.
That's a good point. That's a good point. And I feel like that was the theme of this game was time. You know, it just Carey taking advantage of all the seconds that he was being given, minutes that he was being given to establish that boom, in which, you know, it didn't feel like Toblerone could really contest.
Resources, yeah. Look at that. Hop back over into the Sunbros skybox. Resources being a huge, huge measure for Toblerone. I mean, for Carey. You know, Toblerone traded pretty well in that last fight, but Carey just with more resources and more siege, and it was just not going to end well. So Toblerone calling game 4. He's down 4 games to nothing. Now down $40 full to Carey.
40 pounds, I'm pretty sure, because Toblerone is British and Carey's American. So Carey's actually making even more money off this, I'm pretty sure.
My goodness.
In
Unless
terms
they
of
do the
exchange.
conversion, but we've got one more game in the cast. We'll see if Toblerone can pull out the last game and only lose 4-1 and be down 30 pounds instead of 40. 30 pounds instead of 50. That's a pretty big swing. That's 2 of your dinners. Or
Yeah,
one really nice dinner.
I'm not eating it for the next 2 days. So you always thought Toblerone was Swiss.
What gave you that impression? I couldn't understand.
Well, isn't Toblerone? Well, it's a chocolate first off, but is it made in Switzerland?
It is.
Because I'm pretty sure it
yes.
has the Rock of Gibraltar as the symbol.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Or is it the Alps? I don't know.
Well, it is a specific mountain, I think, in the Swiss Alps. Correct me,
Alps.
chat. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Chat. Go ahead and check that for us. Where Toblerone is from and all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, timing was the big thing. Timing was the big thing, right? I mean, just every single time Kerry has had time to effectuate his plans. And I look at that situation, I'm like, I don't know what you would do in a Brit Mirror as Toblerone. It's Matterhorn. Okay. And so the you can't time, and I don't know, like, does 2 Caravel in the deck make a big difference in that?
I think it absolutely does.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't see Kerry make any kind of water defense. So, aging up to 3 with the Admiral of the Ocean Sea would have helped, or just having those 2 Caravels. That would have been fantastic because that delays the age up delays the boom at the very least.
Right. And if your opponent is booming past you, then you need to age up quick, and you need to get, again, I keep talking about it, you need the artillery, because you're not, like, even if you're massing a lot in H2, you're just going to be teched out, and he's going to have the advantage in terms of eco and in terms of statistics on the units. So you need to get the Falconets out, you need to get Culver in, you need to be going for the boats. Definitely, I agree. Fixed timings. The timings has been the killer here. I think the bones of it are good. I think he's got his strategies. He knows what he's going in for, but every single time it just missing it just by a hair.
Well, and this is going to be something that I hope that Toby takes to heart. Just fix up a few things, and in this entire series goes incredibly differently. Like, he's not that far off. I don't think he's that far off from taking 1 or 2 of these games, but just a little bit of delay in game 1 definitely spent too long in H2. Game 4 definitely spent too long with his timings, and this series could be completely evened up with just a few different things.
Yeah, just you're right. It is super close, especially that Rio Grande play. We're talking about like a 30-second difference.
Yeah.
Right. In this game, right, we're talking like just a little bit different in terms of your push, just getting stuff out there. Like, it's a little bit different.
Well, if you think about it, right? So those 2 vills that he didn't cancel, that's 25 seconds, and then the other vill was about halfway. So he didn't get to age 3 for, that age 3 could have been 40 seconds faster, which means the age 4 comes in 40 seconds faster, which means that's that shipment of rockets already out by the time Toblerone or Kerry's mass pushed into Toblerone's base. And Toblerone was winning that fight, or trading very well. So, being able to call Minutemen and all that, like,
or just having the fort there, fighting under the fort with those muskets, right? I mean, I think that would make the biggest difference. And he probably backs off. He's like, I can't push the fort, not with this musket mass. And then suddenly rockets are coming out, and the whole 9 yards start to develop. And then hopefully he gets his, and then try to take the water play, right, and try to take that momentum, and then you have a much longer game that could be played in your advantage. But it just didn't, like you said, we're talking about a matter of 30 to 40 seconds, and time is the unspoken most precious resource of Age of Empires 3, so I think that's just been the story of the day.
Yeah. And what is our final map here?
Let's take a look.
Unless they changed it on us again.
No, Savannah, which I'm not terribly familiar with. I'm trying to remember what that one is.
I believe that has a trade route in the middle. let's go and take a look. Obviously, African map. Savannah, we'll scroll down.
So when I hear Savannah, I think of Georgia, not like the
Oh,
Savannah.
yeah. So Savannah is, it is an African map, but it's the green one. It's got the trade route in the middle and then 2 ponds on the north and
Oh, I
south
remember.
side.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Not a lot of resources in base, so you have to kind of go to the north and south to get your resources after you hit age 2. So rating potential, obviously, very high on this map. We might be so bold to see a dock dropped and maybe a frigate dropped in your
We're
opponent's
absolutely going to see
base.
that. I
That
think we're
would
absolutely
be
going to see that from
that would
Carrie.
be amazing.
Yeah, Carrie will absolutely do that. I think if I was going to be a betting man, that is what I would bet on. I would also, say that Savannah has been, and we haven't seen it yet. We haven't seen any good turtling. I think Toblerone would probably benefit, a little bit more. Maybe if he turtled a little bit better, cause Carrie to get frustrated, take some casualties, right? And this is a great map for turtling. Because you have really good corners with really heavy resources. So it could, you can definitely see that being a possibility as well. But I'm curious as to exactly what the pick is going to be here.
Might be
And
no
I think,
shipment point in the water, McLeaves. I think you're right, actually, but you still can drop a dock. You still can build that frigate, or, it's not out of the question there.
There's fishing. There is fishing in there, so might as well take the resources. And Carrie has every single time there's been water, Carrie has used the water. So it's in game 5. I don't think there's going to be much difference.
Isn't your classic water map? But if you can take it and your opponent's not, I mean, there's at least from the icon, it looked like there were 5 fish in each little pond. So that's 2,000 spare resources, or 2,000 food. We're still waiting for the game to start. Gary, if you're watching, I don't think it's smart to let the game go late for Toby. I mean, he's tried early pressure. He's tried it, and it hasn't worked, so maybe you try something else. Are you guys about to start the game? Carrie, I see you in chat now. So, if you try the early pressure thing and it doesn't work, sit back. Like you said, wall off the map, boom. It's game 5, right?
Might as well. Make it matter. Make it count.
Maybe the desperation's coming in a little bit for Toblerone. Double down on this game, Fuzzwolf. Double or nothing. 80 bucks or 0.
Double down on the game. 80 or 0.
I like it. Okay, they're just starting now. Thank you, Carrie. Appreciate that.
Thank you, chat, for your patience as well.
Yep.
Looks like we had the ESOC raid, but that has now simmered down. Everybody has gone off to greener pastures. That's good.
Well,
those who are still turning in.
I think the stream is struggling a little bit, to be honest with you. Maybe it's time for me to upgrade my internet connection.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, well, this will definitely not be the last time that we do something like this, and I'm excited that we'll get it going again, and it'll be even better.
I think everything else is working. I mean, I think everything else is working all right, though. I mean, we got you in the skybox here with me. Functionally, the stream, I think, has gone pretty well. So we've been able to retain, looks like 45-ish of the 100 from that ESOC raid. Really appreciate that.
Yeah, because we were expecting 10 people.
Well, and we got, I guess while we're waiting, we'll take a look at the activity feed. We got a bunch of follows here. D Poland V, Fuzzwolf with the follow, Gaius Julius Megas with the follow, MFD with the follow, Riri Boso. So many. I really appreciate that. And we are hopping into game number 5 in
Let's take a look.
just a couple of seconds here. So it's on Savannah, like we mentioned. Carrie gets to pick. Toby gets to counter pick. As we are loading into the game. Come on now. There we go.
So that means in that Brit Mirror that he chose Brit Mirror. He was like, oh,
yeah,
I'm picking
he chose
Brit.
that.
Oh, yeah,
we get your France.
Oh,
Carrie with France. Toby with Howd.
You don't have the video up for me, but
Oh, hold on. We'll get the video up. There we go. Back in the skybox. Yeah, there we go. You love it. I love it so much. Really compliments compliments the outfit there, SharkDad. All right, we'll get back into the action here. Carry lag on France. Howd for Toblerone. So probably not gonna see aggressive, or probably not gonna see a boom from Toblerone again. Although Howd does have a decent one, I believe, but it may take a little bit to kick off.
I'm really curious. Both of these civs, see, you wouldn't think it, but Howd is very much like France. So this is really exciting, and you do have the water start potential on this map at least. But both these civs are really good. I'm thinking like both of them are really good H2 as well. France has that option with its Royal Embassy. And Howd obviously just has a classic, just strong H2 start. And there we go, dock start. Let's go, Toblerone.
Oh my goodness, I love this so much. Oh, this is great.
Yeah, this is one of the best starts.
Dock start on Savannah for Toblerone. We don't need Mother Nature. Carrie running around finding all these treasures. We'll take a look at the decks because they should be coming in. There we go. Natives. Natives for France.
There's really great natives on this map too. So, Royal Musketeer, obviously everybody knows, great unit.
And Akan.
But then, yeah, I believe Akan on this map, and I'm trying to remember what else.
And we've got Yoruba.
Oh, Yoruba. Yeah, see, Yoruba, I remember when Yoruba used to be so strong.
So,
not so much
Legionary
anymore.
And the SO Riders. Heavy Infantry and Heavy Cav. And then over here we've got the Akan, obviously. Heavy Cav unit. Or Heavy Infantry unit, sorry.
Yeah, I think we're going to see some strong H2 coming out.
Let's take a look back at this deck. So we do see Ancien Regime. We have Auxiliaries Combat. And, of course, the classic Wilderness Warfare and Native Warrior Combat and Native Treaties. So really telegraphed deck here. We'll see how Toblerone responds. With an H2 Rush deck. 3 Villagers, the High Chief card... all the military shipments.
But
and Town Destroyer.
Is he gonna cheese this? That would be so funny.
This would be so good if we saw this cheese.
I don't think he will. I don't think he will cheese it. But I do think, at least on the France side of things,
scouting the dock.
Native play is tough to pull off. It can be pretty tough, but it has been much improved just because of the 100 wood, 100 food auto TP building that you can do, and then on top of that, like it's tough for France just because you need to get a good mix of units, or else the native start can be really rough.
Yeah. Toblerone going with a 17 Vil age up, going a little bit late, but the messenger coming in, that looks like a really fast age up, so not really getting punished with the extra Vils. Carry aging up with the quartermaster. It's 400 wood, classic, getting the market down. Probably going to take both of these trading posts. Possibly all 4. So we're going to see an H2 bloodbath, I think.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. For sure. Banking 2 shipments, this is great. And already 1 native TP being built. So he's looking really good, really solid. Toblerone already coming up, obviously going messenger, wondering where he's going to put them down the Travois.
Let's follow this Travois. Well, we see it dropped right here. War Hut taking the middle of the map, securing this trade post if he wants to take it, securing this hunt and this coin mine. But I don't think he'll be using those because 4 Kanya Horsemen going to be coming in, going to see if he can't find some Vils floating out and about. Carry taking both. Is this one an Akan up here? No, this is the Yoruba. So he's taken one of each. We'll hop back over to see what he's doing, sending the 4 CDB card instead of Wilderness Warfare, but he has that shipment built up. Here's the Kanya. We'll see if they can get find any value.
Well, there's one right there in the front. One CDB, I mean, in the front, and then he's kind of poking and prodding around, but...
He's got these tomahawks as well. Let's see if they can
if he
find
sees
this
it.
guy. He's going to...
CDB are going to be tough to take down just because they're
tanky.
40% range resistance, so...
But he
kinda
is going to
forced to
be
raid them in
forcing
melee.
some idle time from France here.
Ooh, good catch here. He
He's
may
gonna
get this.
find
Nice
one.
pickup.
Okay, well done. We've got
But you don't want to waste the
more
Kanya. You
tomahawks.
don't want to waste them on TC fire. Wake up. There you go. More tomahawk coming in too.
Yep. Here's native treaties coming in now. Once this comes in, I think you're going to have to back off as Toblerone.
Yeah, well, he's going to get a small batch of natives from each ally. And he's got 2 allies so far. I think they're different allies.
Yes, they are. So he's going to get a
They
decent
don't-
chunk.
Yeah.
But that idle time's pretty big. As soon as they become unidle, the Kanya are in. Wow. But the Yoruba Legionary is going to be able to chase him off a little bit. More Kanya coming in the back. Or sorry, more Tomahawks. And there's the native treaties card.
He's going to go ahead and throw it in, though. He's losing a Kanya, but he's now picked up 2 Vils. Quite nice. These Akan are strong, though. Can't
And
really push it.
that's your shipment of Aena. Crossbowmen
gonna be
coming
good.
in. I think you might be able to come back.
Yeah, because all he
in-
has is heavy infantry. All he
Yep.
has is heavy infantry right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Carrie has to deal with, the ever-present, the only 2 Kanya left, but you still have to worry about those.
Great macro on top on for Toblerone. He's still making. Ooh, get in there. Immediately going after that CDB. Great. One Akan going down. Another CDB, but he may get caught out here.
Oh,
Ooh, huge casualties. And CDB now getting into the fight. I wonder if he got his market upgrades.
They're
Ooh, then
243
yeah.
health. He definitely has great coats. For sure. We'll take a look at his deck as well.
Now
Definitely has...
crossbowmen coming in. This
yeah.
is a scary mass. And even more Akan, he's now caught out. He's going to lose this probably. Yeah, immediately Kanya going down against the Akan.
Well, and that's part of the power of France, right? Is those are 250 HP Vils that, maybe they don't do a lot of damage, but those are 100% massive bullet soaks.
Right. And they can, and in mass, you get enough of them, especially in an H2 fight where things are already close. That extra damage is going to go a long way for you. So it's super hard to push them if you know what you're doing. So he has to now back out of that. And I'm wondering, okay, so he's going to double down 700 wood, get more infrastructure, train more units. It's great. What you want to be seeing. Toblerone, once again, I keep saying, just go ahead and switch. Just go ahead and switch. Get the forest power out.
You did a very,
want that-
Toblerone
want
did
that
a
spike.
very, very good job.
Yeah.
Spending a lot of idle time, forcing or France to have a lot of idle time. He's still got this dock. You're making these Aena, and you've got, back off. You did your job. The rush did its job. You've got the cards in the deck to get to age 3. Do it, and you'll be all right.
Yeah. Or, and that wood that you had, go ahead, take TP. Start taking that map control. You got your opponent sitting there. But he should be, instead of going for the base, try to force him out, try to take down one of those native trade sites down too.
Yeah.
See if you can stop the production. Because he did not take any royal embassy, so that he has to train from those points.
And they're trickling in relatively slowly on top of that.
Exactly.
And
Splitting
also
forces here.
knowing that he's going natives, like these houses are worthless. Natives don't cost pop, so these houses are like, there's really no point, if you ask me, to siege these down.
Right. Yeah, just taking casualties to not even take this house, and
Yeah,
you
just
don't want to necessarily stand and fight there either. So
and
it's
now
just
native
tough, just
warrior
really
combat
harassing.
is coming in. Yeah, that's another bad trade, I think, for Toblerone. Just cut your losses. I think.
Now picking up his war chief.
Okay.
I wonder if he just didn't have his war chief with him.
Yeah. But that 800 crates. Or
Yeah,
800.
4
800.
Kanya coming in. This guy, dude, Toblerone loves his age too.
He does. He
loves
does.
it.
I won't
4
knock
Kanya
him
not
for
coming in.
that at all. Because I'm a huge H2 player myself. But against a player like Carey, who we've seen over this entire series is really good at defending. It's
a bad day. It's a bad day if I'm sitting in H2. If you see me sitting in H2 fighting in H2, it's been a bad day. I never fight H2. I couldn't do it. Too stressful.
well, and then when it
I
fails,
need
like
big
it's
units
just...
to bail me out of my bad micro.
Give me those Falcons, baby. Oh, and he
Little
even
Romo action
repaired
there.
this house. That's how
What a
much wood he
flex.
had.
But he's currently not really macro to even only 4 vills on coin. He's not really macro to even age up to begin with. Just doubling down on this. Chasing
Which
up
is
the
actually,
army.
he's not, like, this isn't terrible. He's
this isn't
forcing
bad.
more idle time. He's got enough Aena in here. Got 10
He needs to watch
Aena.
out. He doesn't need to sacrifice his Kanya though.
Through Minutemen now
Minutemen coming
being
in.
called. And,
Great Minutemen pop.
yeah. You're going to have to back out here. More Kanya being trained. Carey also doesn't look like he's going to be aging anytime soon. But he's on 24 vills to
I think it was
Toblerone's
32.
32. So Toblerone with the eco advantage. Yes.
There we go.
This
Take
is
that
right.
native
This
site.
is right. You've got... There you go. Love to see it.
Okay.
This is
So again,
this is
yeah,
going to be
no-
free. There's
no-
no way Toby can, or Carey can stop that from going down, I suppose, unless he pushes into the base.
See, but that's smart on Carey's part because then you see your opponent in one way, right, in a different direction. So okay, I'm going to push over here. I don't need to fight over every little inch of territory. I can just go ahead and just claim that back, and once I need to. And I know this is where your production is. He does not need to throw those Kanya in there.
I think you probably bring your Kanya out of this mass. Kanya and Aena come back from here, and
I'd say go raiding. Yeah, go raiding.
Yeah.
There you go.
looks
losing
like
that
Carey's
war
going to
hut.
come back and defend his town. If these Kanya find these vills up here, oh my
Huge.
goodness.
Huge, but he is once again going into the base.
Is he paying attention? He is.
Back out, back out, back out. Good job.
He's
good
going to
job.
lose one. Almost two.
Oof.
And
Even
now
more
it looks
coming
like
in.
he's
Oh,
going to
gonna
commit
slam
to
it in.
this fight. More Kanya in the
This is
back.
good, though. This is
might be
fine.
this might be a good trade for Toblerone here, actually.
He keeps them busy. Just yeah, exactly. Look at this. You want to keep hovering around, keep the fire going, and as long as he can keep the Tomahawks and Aena shooting at this massive unit. Look at this. This is great. He's running back, but he's losing those Minutemen. And once again, the CDB coming in, and they're probably going to save the day. I would say back out at this point. You've done your damage. Great job on Carey's part, but dude, he wants those vills. He wants them so
Those
bad,
are
but those
some
Kanya are
juicy
expensive, especially in
vills.
H2. That's so rough. Yeah, having CDB is so nice. So nice. Still pushing, still pushing. Toblerone is absolutely, he's like, no, I want this fight. I want to kill these vills.
And that wasn't necessarily a bad trade either for Toblerone. I mean, he's got more Kanya now. The idle time is, like, the idle Vil graph is going to be huge for Carey here. And Carey still only has the one native post. So, can't really make more units after this.
Yeah, idle time is fine, but dead vills are better.
Apparently Carey's age 3. There's Falconets.
Ooh.
My goodness.
Yeah, see? Yeah, and his economy is doing just fine. So idle time is fine. Dead vills are better. And so now you're in a situation because you kept going for it, kept going out for it, kept putting in resources, and you weren't getting a lot of the CDB out of it. And Carey did a really great job holding. And so now you're kind of on the back foot because see, now you get the age 3 units for your native site, and so your composition is now much more varied. He's in trouble.
29 vills versus 43 now, so still a
29
vill
times.
lead, but these SO riders are gonna hop on the Ana and just eat. But good micro to get the Kanya up on those.
Yeah, definitely. They're great body blockers because they have higher armor value as well as handcap, as you know, than the Hussar. So pretty good. I'm just really curious. Once again, just even more tomahawk. Just you're age 3. Okay. Well,
Yeah. Well, now sending warrior hut attack, or war hut attack, not warrior hut attack.
I'm guessing the thinking is that he can still mass and win, or
Well,
he needs to buy himself more time.
Like the Musk Huss composition against a single. Well, he even sieged this down. Didn't see that
I guess
happen.
we missed that. Yeah.
But he's building this one for free. So Carry also doesn't have, okay, finally now getting a stable up, so is going to be able to train non-native units now. If Toblerone can deal with these Falcons before like something like Cuirassiers pop up, it is not looking terrible, I don't think.
No, yeah, he doesn't have a huge mass to really defend, and if he pushes forward like he is right now, it's going to be concerning because I think he's got another batch of Kanya coming out as well. Honestly, he can just send the Kanya and he can probably win it. He just needs to catch them.
And here we go. The Cuirassier spam has started.
All right. Love it. I love it. And I think that's 8 of them. That's a massive amount of resources, but his economy is so good right now. 33 times 1.25. Right, so then...
Yeah, so that's, you know, in the realm of 40 vills right there versus 48 for Toblerone, who, you know, a lot of these are in fishing economy. He's got 8 of those fishing right now. Now,
right, and those pawns are not big. Losing the war chief is no good.
Toblerone
that's rough. You
did catch the Falcons, though. He knows that they exist. And looking for some raids out here. Unfortunately, all of Carrie's vills are up here. And tomahawks. Right now, there's a lot going on, but
we have to remember when he ages up, he's not going to have the messenger. He's not going to have the speed.
True.
Age up, ooh, and a TC going down. Great job on Carrie's part, taking a TC to really take more map control up there. That's smart.
And these really this TC is going to siege down. It's going to prevent all these fish from gathering. These Kanya are dead. Yep. Ooh. Yeah. So now Toblerone's economy is going to take a huge hit because he's going to lose access to a lot of water economy. There's 1,000 food right there that's just inaccessible because that town center is on the pond.
And he can now age up though. So what is he aging up with?
Aging up with the chief.
Okay. So he's gonna get some more Choba, which is gonna be good. It's gonna be good infrastructure. Does he have a unique church card in his deck, Carrie?
He does not.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Just going for the XP then, I guess.
He can still send this 3 Cuirassier card. Do we see some raids going on up here? We tried, but the Cuirassiers are on top of it. Falconets are now pushing into the base, and Toblerone's gonna have to just kind of sit this one out, wait around until he gets to age 3, I think, and hope to survive.
Yeah, he needs to, and then he's probably gonna have a good pop of Kanya with the H3 shipments, and he can also get his Forest Prowlers. So you want those upgrades, and how to get cheaper upgrades. H3 is a huge power spike for them, and then H4 even better. But the problem is that I don't know. I feel like
he's forced
so many
completely
Kanya.
off of food down here. He needs to find another land food source.
Right. He had so many Kanya. I feel like he could have really pushed this and taken those Falconets before the kick came in, but it's a rough time now where Carrie's playing this really smart.
We see some raids up here too.
Oof.
Con raids. These Kanya are not going to be what
he's lost a lot of vills. Yeah. You see that? Now we're down below 30. He lost all those fishing boats, and then you're losing vills up there. You're pushed off that coin mine. That's rough. And you know, that's just map knowledge coming to Carrie. He knows that coin mine is exactly right there. So
Yep,
pushing
and
them
that
off
is
that.
the next one after your main base one, which he hasn't actually touched, surprisingly.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Now he gets to age 3. He gets these Travois. Yeah, interesting. He never touched that coin mine in base, but that would be the next one because your next closest one is right in the middle, and you want to leave this until you know you have map control secured, which
And here we,
Toblerone has lost.
yeah, exactly, exactly. And now and because of that, we are now finding ourselves in a very similar situation where you just don't want to give France time, and
We've got
they've had a ton
another
of time.
dock being dropped by Toblerone here. Is this desperation's time, SerSharkDad?
I mean, I think there was a window of opportunity earlier. I think he had a massive Kanya, and Carey had 2 Falconets and a couple natives. And he knew that he had the Falconets and the natives in the small amount. And just, again, just throw them in. Take the Falcons, take them out, and then you maintain the momentum again. You know, that's the biggest thing here is the momentum.
We've got some musket riders. Now Toblerone just now getting hunting dogs. No, you don't want to take this. I don't think
musket
you want to
riders are
take
great
this.
against artillery. They have a bonus.
He's going to snipe one and get away. Landsknecht. So Carey going into, he's got this saloon up here, which I did see, and he's going full coin. I think he sent that 1,000 coin, which is how he was able to afford all these Landsknechts. This is a fascinating. This is my favorite game of the series so far.
Yeah, it's a good one. So Lance, and I'm guessing he's going to need it just for the siege, or maybe he wants to deal more with the cat. I'm not entirely sure, because considering he has his heavy infantry and he has the cure, he could probably win right now if he wanted to. But losing the Falcon that's a pretty decent loss.
Carey is absolutely eating through all the natural resources too. He's got vills all the way up here. And that's a very forward arsenal plate. He's going to see these vills, I'm sure.
Good raid here. Ooh. One just getting smacked.
Oh, the power of the CDB.
That's crazy. One vill going down now.
And here come the Landsknecht to come save the day. If these connect...
does he want to reveal them that quickly? Yeah, that's
yes, he does. Well, maybe Toblerone wasn't even paying attention, so he might have got away with that. He's training more. He can go H4. Saloon. He could go H4. He doesn't have the coin for it though. Ending cav combat. He's eating through all this coin. Yeah, you could if he didn't train all these Landsknechts, he could have gone H4. Toblerone sitting, making lots of Aena still. And we'll see if this push is the one that puts Carey over the edge. He's got a 10k score lead right now.
Hopefully he upgraded his units. I'm hoping that he's got veteran. And I know they're carded, and they're not veteran. Okay.
No, they're not. But you got the musket riders.
That's fine. You don't want them up close.
And you're just gonna sacrifice these musket riders, apparently. Not great.
I think he's.
There's the big button from the town center, so he's gonna get some Kanya out of that. Or is that Kanya or Tomahawks?
It's Tomahawk. It's always Tomahawk.
Okay. He's gonna. He is gonna snipe this other Falconet, I believe.
Maybe.
Yeah, he's gonna get that other Falconet.
Musket riders do have a bonus.
Okay. Landsknecht. Oh no. Oh no.
Look at.
Oh no.
Yikes. Yeah. I guess that's why you train them.
Yeah. No need to go age 4 when you can just delete everything.
Wow.
And that
and then there it is.
GG. That was still a fun game. That was good. Still a great game.
It was good.
But you can see, look, 49 down to 31. He lost his water eco on that north pond. You know, he's able to get back into it a little bit, but Carey doing the thing that we talked about. We've talked about over and over this stream. He's like, it's not working. I'm gonna flex out of it. He gets to age 3. He starts training Landsknechts, and that's what won it.
Yeah,
plain and simple.
Yeah, Yeah, very plain and simple.
Look at that coin gather.
And then CDB showing their value, in a smart way, using them to kind of plus up the numbers and get the damage out right when he needed to, and then backing out of the fight. Not letting the CDB sit there and do long engagements and exchanges with the enemy. Instead, just taking the fight, using the CDB for a quick power buff, and then backing them out to just continue. And his macro is just on point. Just really solid macro.
All this idle time, you definitely give the idle time advantage to Toblerone for causing it, but
he didn't take many vills, though. He didn't take many vills.
Does not take many vills at all. But we'll hop over into the skybox one last time. Carry takes all 5. The Master defeating the Apprentice. Toblerone's got a little bit of work to do before before we do this again. We could have Master versus Apprentice for a Saturday show match, game 2 or round 2 later on. But Toblerone got a little bit of work to do. He's down 50 pounds, and maybe his ego's bruised a little bit, but very well played, I think, on all parts by Toblerone and Carry, despite Toblerone not winning any there.
Yeah, I think that especially you have a situation in which I will say it this way: you much rather lose 5 in a casual against a friend than 5 on the ladder against some sort of Ottoman turtle FI. So that is, it's, I would say GG, well played, obviously, to both of these players. Thank you so much for allowing us to do this, to cast, to come out here and to, run this event. And so, thank you guys so much. We really appreciate it. Truly.
Well, we'll take a look at the chat here. Fuzzwolf, Red making some good attempts, bad decisions, and I think that's been in the name of the game. And I think, Fuzzwolf, you came in from the ESOC stream. We were talking about that all game 1 and game 2. Good attempts, a little bit poor decision making on Toblerone's parts. What cost him a couple of these games.
Right. Yeah, the commitment to the H2. Just overextending that play, perhaps some things of that nature. But like we said, you can, when you're watching as a caster, you can just see just the little things.
We,
and then
we have that caster advantage.
Right.
And obviously hindsight 2020 in post game. Carrie in chat calling out Toblerone. 6 months now, we'll have round 2 of the Master versus the Apprentice. I would look forward to that.
Yeah. So that's and hopefully there's some more show matches. I know we got little rivalries and things like that go on inside the Discord. So maybe we can get some other people to get a good head-to-head going on, and that'd be really fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So this is a great time, and I learned a lot. I think Spades, you had a good time. You learned a lot, and you guys are great. You guys are great players. Obviously, like Toblerone going 0-5, it's rough, and you can have a lot of criticisms of that. I think in 6 months' time, I'll get my money back and then some. I'm pretty sure against Carrie, because Carrie's just not getting any better. I don't think so. I think he's hit his ceiling, and so I think Toblerone is in it for the taking.
I like it. You may be going hungry for the next week, but it'll be worth it 6 months down the line.
So I think we're good. I think we're done here. Yeah. I think that's going to conclude the stream. So
from the Sunbros Skybox in sunny Los Angeles, California, thank you all very much for watching. We will see you in the next stream.